Welcome to our instructional video on how to use and troubleshoot the hh2 sync client. The first thing you'll need to do is make sure that you have downloaded the sync client to your desktop. I have put the URL here. It's new.hh2.com/downloads/client-setup.msi. You can go ahead and download this onto your desktop and it'll lead you through. Just go ahead and install that. I have already got it installed on my system, so I'm going to go ahead and downsize that. And the icon for it are these two green arrows. You can see it here, synchronization client. I have it here on my tabs. So this is what it looks like, and this is going to help. You should already have had this set up for your company, but this is just a refresher, and this will also help you troubleshoot if you're having any issues. So come on in here to your Accounts tab. The Accounts tab is the hh2 permissions, if you will. So the identifier should be right up in here. This should be your identifier for hh2. The username and password should be one that you're using at an admin level for the hh2 site. You see the green checks on the right hand side. These mean that those have been accepted and they do match. If you get a red X, go ahead and enter those again. Try to make sure that they're matching up with the green arrow. Also make sure again that you have admin level access to hh2. This is the auto sync. All you would need to do is check this. This is the one that you'll want to have running on your server. We don't want to do this if this one has been downloaded onto your desktop, as we cannot run sync simultaneously. They will just void themselves out. So we're not going to go ahead and check on that one. We're going to go ahead over to our Connections tab. Now, this Connections tab is the Timberline side of things. So you can type in any name you want to on this. This one is listed as main. You can put Timberline. You can put Timberline server. If it's the one connected to your server, you can put Timberline Tina's desktop, whatever you'd like in here. Down here on your connection settings, you're going to need to set in the credentials for your Timberline server. This again needs to be admin level. Go ahead and enter those in there. On mine, I don't have any to enter in there. That's fine. The data folder is another thing that you need to find. And it does have the browse button here, but we highly recommend instead that you go ahead into your Timberline server, go ahead and log in. If you go to your help and about, you're going to get a data folder here. We recommend that you highlight the entire data folder. Make sure not to get the spaces in between here. And if you just Control C and Control V, let me get out of this, Control C in there, and then Control V or paste it in here. You should be good. The company name down here below needs to be exactly as your company name is listed in Timberline, including any punctuation, commas, periods, spaces, and it is cap sensitive. Go ahead once you've entered all of this and you can check your connection. It's going to pull up this box over here and you're looking for these green checks, which we're getting, which is fantastic. Alright, so everything's set up properly. So then next we're going to go into our settings tab. And on this, we're going to make sure that we have everything checked for the modules that we have active. If we are only running HR, we're of course only going to need the HR. We've got field reports and we've got remote payroll in here. Now to find out which ones you need to have checked, we have, I'm going to pull this over here, we have our user forums. This will give you so many things in here, but it'll also give you this document library. You can come down here to your sync client user manual. Open this up if you don't have it already printed out. Okay, and it's pulling up our sync client. And I believe this is on page 11, so let's scroll on down here to page 11. This will guide you through all of it, and I am wrong about page 11. We're getting there. On the settings tab. Okay, there we are. All right, so I was wrong, page 19. Here's the setups. So if you have hh2 field reports. These are the ones you're going to want to make sure are checked. Human resources, remote payroll, and of course, actually not field service, that is a different sync tool. Okay, so we've got the lists. We've made sure that those are checked on this side. We're going to make sure that the corresponding boxes are selected here to the right of those. And we're going to go ahead and save this. And then we're going to go over to our upload. Most of the items that we have are uploaded from Timberline into hh2. It is an upload. HR is the only one that does the download, and you can see that those are checked here. And here's our upload. Okay, so all we need to do is go ahead and click on our upload and we can see how those go. But before we do, I want to go ahead and talk to you about this date box. This date box is very important. It gets kind of confusing for people. If I have the date Friday, April 12th, 2013, which is today, and I have entered, say, a new cost code today, it is not going to sync everything from the beginning of time until Friday, April 12th. It's going to take everything from Friday, April 12th on. So I'm going to go ahead and back this date up. Because I entered it today, I'm going to go ahead and back the date up till yesterday. You do a couple weeks, do a month or two, that's just fine. But what it's looking for is the change. And since the change happened today, we want to make sure that we're showing yesterday, because it'll show the change between what happened yesterday and what has happened today. Go ahead and click on our Upload tab, and this is what you're going to see. Depending on how much you're uploading and depending on how far back you're going, and of course how many items they're pulling here, will vary on how much time it will take to complete. But as you can see, these are all complete. We've got the green checks. You can use your scroll bar here to go down and see all of them. When everything is done, you will get this complete box, and you can say OK. Now, just because it has a green check on it does not mean that there haven't been, not that there are errors, but it could be that there's no new jobs to send over. So this says, we just clicked on this, it says it retrieved 0 records. So if I just changed a job and I synced that over, I can see on here that although I'm getting the green check, I got no records over. So you're going to want to check on these and make sure that you've gotten what you need. If you're not able to pull over what you need, you can change your date and you can sync again. Now I'll go ahead and show you the difference this time. Okay, so this time, because I moved my date, I was able to retrieve 14 records. You can see that difference right there. Okay. All right, so this is how things should be working. This is what should be in all the different tabs. You should be able to have your green checks there. Oftentimes people will contact support because their sync tool is not working. If you go into your sync tool and you notice that the username and password do not have the green check, or you go in here, when you've entered your information, you check connection, it's not going through, very, very often it is because the username and password has changed. From what I understand in Timberline, they require that you change your username and password periodically. If you change it in there, you're going to have to change it in here or things won't connect. Another thing that comes up sometimes is the just additional questions that come up in here. I'm going to go ahead and pull us back up to our user forum, and I want you to be able to see this is at forums.hh2.com, and we have had a call not that long ago here that a sync was already in progress. So I can come in and type in some search tools here. How do I resolve a synchronization is already in progress? And I just want you to see how easy this is to find help. You can go ahead and pull this up and it's going to give you step-by-step directions. Hopefully that will help you with any problems you have and to refresh your memory on how to use our hh2 sync client. And thank you for watching our training video on how to use and troubleshoot the hh2 sync client.